showing you guys my recording settings for Streamlabs OBS at 1080p 60 frames per second for a mid-tier PC. Now, if you're running a low-tier PC or a high-tier PC, there are a few settings in here that you could change to kind of help the performance, so then you're not glitching out your computer or lagging in game or anything like that. I will show you guys what settings they are. I will let you know, and I will tell you what to kind of tweak them to, but every PC is different, so I can't give you an exact number. But anyways guys, let's get this started. So I am using the Streamlabs version of OBS. There is the regular version of OBS, but I do find that this one helps with your CPU percentage. It doesn't run as high, so if you're having if you don't have a good CPU, I would use this version. I do have a decent CPU. I just like having that little neck room so I could do a little bit more things if I'm recording gaming, if I want to watch a video too with it. Everything starts adding up, so I would use the Streamlabs version if possible. If you're unable to run it, then you could still run the regular OBS. Now, to get the settings on the Streamlabs version, it's the bottom left hand corner. You'll see this gearbox here. If you're using the regular version of OBS, it will be the blue panels on the bottom right hand, and it will say settings. Click that and you will be in the settings here. Hey guys, future me here. I forgot to mention in this video that every timestamp will be available in the description down below, so you guys don't have to watch through the full 15 minutes if you guys are in a rush. But if you guys want a full in-depth description of everything, I would stick around for the full 15 minutes. But the option's there for you guys. Now let's get back to the video. Now, keep in mind that Streamlabs OBS and regular OBS do have some changes. Some settings are different. Like some are added on the Streamlabs and OBS doesn't have them. But the settings that I'll be showing you, they both have, so you don't have to worry about that. Just to kind of keep in mind if you're like really going in depth and changing everything. That's just to keep in mind there. So the general section here, I wouldn't change anything unless you do speak a different language or read in a different language. This is your language section there. I would click that to your preferred language. Stream section, I will not be touching anything like this today, but that's where you put your stream key, change your server, and your service. Output, you will be on a different screen from this when you're first loading it up. You will be under the simple mode here. I would click that. You'll be brought to a drop down menu. I would change this to advanced, and you will have 4 sections that you can change stuff on: streaming, recording audio, and replay buffer. I won't be doing anything in streaming because everyone's internet is different. I will be more focusing on the recording section, so I would click that. Your type, I would leave as standard. Your recording path is where you want your videos to be saved. Now, if you're recording long videos, I would save this to a separate hard drive. I am saving this to an external hard drive, which is like 3 terabytes, so I could record longer if I need to be. But if you don't, I would try not to make your videos too long, because it does rack up space recording at 1080p and 60 frames per second. There are like video compressors and that you could use, but that does tend to like really affect your video graphics. It doesn't look as good, but I'm not you. There's other ways around it, but just keep in mind that these file sizes do get pretty big if recording for a long time. I would keep the recording format at MP4. If you can't, I would use MOV, but MP4 is the safest one because every editing software uses it. MOV, there can be some issues, which I've found with Vegas Pro. It works like 75% of the time, and sometimes it just doesn't want to accept the file. So MP4 works like 99% of the time. There's still sometimes that it won't work, but yeah, 99% of the time is better than like 70. So audio track, we will be going into the audio section there. Kind of screwed up here. Let's just make a quick cut, why don't we? Now, for your audio portion that I said that you could change to 2 different kind of tracks here. If you click this button right here on Streamlabs OBS, just above your mixer, this will bring up your, actually I'll put it right there. This will bring up all your audio sources that are on your mixer right now. And right here, the REC tracks, I would put 1 as like your desktop, whatever, but make sure they're not all checkmarked. So the blue means that it's on and the white means it's off. So you want to have both of the tracks as different numbers, but not the same number as the top, kind of switched off. So see, if I click this one, this means this one's on, but then this means it's also gonna go into track 1, so my voice will be now in both tracks. Now with something like this, they're both on different tracks, so now I'm not overlaying on this track here. Hopefully that makes enough sense for you guys. But to kind of break it down, I keep audio track 1 as my main PC audio and audio track 2 as my webcam audio. That just means when you're going in your recording, no, sorry, not recording software, your editing software, it breaks your audio tracks into 2. Now, this only works if you have it set up right. I will go after and show you like how to set it up. But it breaks your audio tracks into 2, so everything will be separate. Your PC audio will be in 1 and your mic audio will be in the other. Recording, I would, if you have an NVENC, if you have a NVIDIA graphics card, so that's like a GTX 1050, 1060, 1070, that kind of stuff, I would change this to hardware NVENC new. Now what this new one does, it actually helps with your CPU percentage. It kind of lowers it. If you don't have it, you will see X264. That just means it's running off of your CPU. So it's encoding off of your CPU. If you're using the NVENC new or the NVENC just by itself, that just means it's bringing it off of your graphics card. So it does have its own little chip that it's encoding the video and like recording, so it keeps the stress off of your CPU. That's like the main thing that you want to keep. If you have like a good CPU, if you have like an i9 9900K or whatever like that, go ahead, it wouldn't hurt. But if you're wanting to get the most out of your PC, I would try to keep it off of your CPU. Custom mixer settings, I would leave blank. Rate control, I would use CQP. I've used any other one. I find this one actually to be better than the rest. It's, I don't know, for me it just looks better. Now, this is the number that you can tweak, the CQ level. I have an i7 9700K processor and I have a GTX 1070. If you have similar specs to that, I would kind of copy my settings here, like dead on exact. You'll get pretty good video quality out of this. But if not, this is your number you want to change. I believe the higher you go, the better stuff you have to have. So the lower that number is, I think that's just more of the worse like your PC is. So I would like start off at 15 and maybe start bumping it up if you see that it's getting choppier, that your PC is starting to like really struggle. I would bump that number down, but 15 seems to be like a good beginner, and you could just kind of bump that up or drop it down. Keyframe intervals I leave at 0. Preset I do keep at max quality. If you don't have a mid-tier to high-tier PC, I would just put this as quality. If you do, if you're still having issues with that, I would put this as max performance or performance. Profile I put on high. Look ahead I keep off, and visual tuning I keep on. GPU 0, and max B frames at 2. Now the audio section here, I have a 44.1 hertz sample rate. None of my other stuff are 48, so I leave that at 44. That seems to be the standard. I keep this at stereo channel. Now this is where everything kind of sets it. You could put this as default, but I like to be more kind of knowing where my stuff's coming out of, so I do change it to the actual channel that I'm using. So I'm using my Realtek high definition audio for my PC, and then my microphone that I do use, so it's not switching to like my webcam microphone. It sticks to a certain device. So I would switch those to the devices that you are using. Now, this is kind of where you get your 1080 by 60 frames per second. This is your monitor kind of output. I do have 1080p monitors, so I don't want to downscale my video quality, so I keep it at 1080. I would use the sharpen scaling 32 samples. You want to use the common FPS value and 60 frames per second. Now, if you're having issues with 60 frames per second, I know this video says 1080 60 frames per second here, but you could bump this number down to 48 frames per second. They look pretty identical, so they're not like crazy difference. It's better than 30 frames per second, but there is like a small difference, like if you really like look at it. But if you're like a beginner YouTuber or whatever, and you don't really like have like the money or whatever to up your PC, and you're having issues at 60 frames per second, I would change this to 48. It still looks the same, it still looks smooth, it still looks good. It just kind of takes the pressure off your PC. Hotkeys I would change to however you want. I have none because I just click the button and that's it. Once I'm done recording, I switch off my game, click stop, and then I edit accordingly. Advanced, I would leave your video as NV12, the YUV color space as 709, and your color range as partial. You could leave your process priority as normal, but I like to have the best kind of encoding that I can without like really pushing my PC, so I do above normal, so then it kind of focuses this process over others, so then you kind of get that smoother look to it, and like you'll have like less crashing as long as you don't push that too high. Audio to default. Recording, you could change your format if you want. I just leave it the same because I just rename my files anyways. Replay buffer, none. And this is streaming stuff, so I didn't go through streaming. If you want to add a delay, this is where you do it. More streaming stuff, more streaming stuff. I know this video is 15 minutes long so far, but I wanted to go in depth for you guys so you kind of know how to do everything and you're not kind of left in the dust. If you have any questions or need any sorts of help, use the comment section down below. I am always on YouTube. I'm always looking at comments. If you have any tips on what you want to see, like on my videos, like how I can improve, you could also leave them in the comment section below. I love taking tips, so I could always try to improve on my next video. But anyways guys, that is going to be it for the video. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next one.